That's what's in there. It's not a complicated deal or anything. So when you put it back together, on this little black bushing here, you'll notice there's a hole. That hole is threaded to accept this screw, and so you want to make sure that you get it lined up. So push it in until it seats, and then screw this in.
So you don't even have to put it back in the same order. You can put it back in a different order than you took it off of.
Well, you can try. Yeah, in general. I mean,
because each part is discrete. You are, each part is kind of discrete.
Yeah, and so tighten that up and don't get crazy. I mean, just snug is all it takes.
Well, and you can change the angle, which is nice if it's not filling completely. You can change the angle so that it does.
A little bit, yeah. And then the traveling eye goes back in place, and the eye, knowing what's coming next, had this thing turned so that this was lined up.
So you didn't have to get it apart again.
Yeah. Well, you can reach in and you can turn it with your Allen wrench. But anyway, make sure that little plastic bit's on there. Because one of the guys on the Ravelry group took hers apart, and she didn't see this when she put it together, and it worked beautifully when she took it apart, and then after she put it together, it didn't work. Well, that was why. Yeah, so and that's a little bit of a sticky wicket because it has to be up against the moving eye in order to seat, in order for the moving eye to seat fully. So you might have to reach in there and lift it up, or turn the whole thing on its side when you put it together. But I'll just get this guy here.
I don't think I want to take my
I think my son-in-law can come over. My mind's a mechanical engineer. I'll just give him the instructions.
Well, you know, it looks a lot more complicated than it really is, but
you don't do it when people are going to interrupt you, though, like, small children and dogs.
Yeah.
Once you've done it once, it's
it doesn't.
Second nature.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. But anyway, so I've got that bit of plastic in there, and I think I've got it pretty well seated in that slot. And so now I will tighten this, and just a little bit, you don't have to crank on it, but it just needs to be snug because, it's only, this eye hasn't got much force on it. And then we can turn it with the screw to make sure it still works.
And can you put that back together before you put this thing back on there?
You have to, yeah, because this won't go in, this stuff won't go past this gear. So this goes on here. Now when you put this gear together, you want to be sure that this is a flathead screw, so of course it has a taper on the bottom side. Well, the gear has a matching countersink. So I had one come back the other day, the thing's all jammed up. Well, she disassembled it, put it in upside down, put the screw in, and of course the screw wouldn't seat all the way, and as the thing turned, it grabbed the screw and screwed this down tight against the...
Oh, man.
Kevin, there's that,
didn't do any harm.
that Teflon sheet that we use a lot for pressing